It's Halloween season, and what is more scary than After Effects? I was like you. When I opened After Effects, I was a little bit scary because of all the panels and all the windows that popped. But in the end, I had to learn After Effects because of my 9-to-5 job. I decided after watching a bunch of YouTube videos about motion graphics that I would make my own because I never found something clear and something clean. I like minimal aesthetics, not a lot of fluff and kind of effects all the way, no glitches and stuff. I think less is more, and sometimes it's better to have something clean. So today we are going to learn how to do this. It's a simple, minimal, lower third that will help you to structure your videos with chapters. I used it in my previous video for the Moza Mini MX, and this time I was thinking that I would make a video and just teach you how I made it. It's not very difficult, and you will learn the pretty much basics of After Effects: masking, movement, and a little bit of speed curves. But that's something that we are going to dive into just right now. This is your main window of After Effects. In the middle you have your main window where you can also make a new composition. On the left side you have your projects panel where all your assets will be stored. At the bottom you have your timeline and render queue, and on the right side you have all your panels for your effects. So let's start with a new composition. You have this little window appearing. We're gonna give it a name. Let's say lower third. Then for the settings, we can stay in 1920 by 1080 because it's 1080p, 24 frames a second, full resolution, and the duration, I'll leave it to 30 seconds because yeah, we don't need much more. For the background color, you can pick any color you want because we are going to make it transparent a little bit later. So it doesn't matter which color you pick, and you click OK. What I'm gonna do first is select my text tool, click in the preview window and start typing. So it's gonna be my first topic, my second topic, and my third topic. And then I quit by doing Command Enter. Now I'm gonna align this in the middle, so I'm coming to the right panel, I select Align, and then the horizontal Align tool and the vertical Align tool. Let's change the font. I'm coming to my character panel and I want something a little bit spooky, and I remember the type from old movies like John Carpenter or Stephen King, so maybe Made Mirage would be good, and I like it bold. And then I hit Command, and now I have my text with my font. What we are going to do now, we come to the timeline, we click anywhere in the timeline to deselect our layer, and then we go to the shape tool, and you can click on this icon here or hit Q to select the rectangle tool. For the fill, the color of your shape doesn't matter because it's going to be turned into a mask. So you can pick any color that you like. I keep it by default on red, and then I'm going to draw a shape around the first line of my text, just like this, and I make sure that it will cover everything, all the lines of my text. What I need to do now to turn this shape into a mask is come to my timeline here. I'm going to my shape layer and I'm looking for the track matte. If I don't have the track matte option, you right click, you go to columns and you select modes, and it will automatically appear. And then I'm going to my text layer right below, and under the track matte column, I select alpha matte from shape layer 1. And as you can see, it turns the shape into a mask and it only shows what's below the mask. We can now animate all this. I'm going to my shape layer, and then I click on this little arrow here, then on transform, and I'm gonna click on this little stopwatch here for position, because I'm gonna change the position of my text. So I click here, it's going to create a keyframe into my timeline, and I'm gonna simply make my timeline a little bit bigger, and then my first topic is going to move after 1 second. So what I do is I go to half a second, I press this little diamond to close the position, and then I'm going to my 1 second mark and I move it up. You can use the values here or simply use your arrows on your keyboard and you make your second text appear. We're gonna do the same for the second line. We're gonna move it after 1 second. So you come to 1.5 seconds, you press the diamond to make a keyframe to lock the position. Then you go to the 2 second mark and you move it up again. And simply, if now we preview this, you can see that it moves, but it's a little bit linear. It's not really fancy. So we are going to change this, and we're gonna select all our keyframes and then right click on the keyframe, go to Keyframe Assistant and use Easy Ease. And if we preview this, we see that there's a little bit of ease, but it's not perfect. So what I'm going to do now is go to the graph editor. The graph editor is here on your timeline. You click on it and then you are seeing your speed curves. What we do is we select all the points here below, and then you have those little handles at the bottom of each point, and we are going to move. Now maybe I'm going to do just this and see what it does. Yeah, not bad. I could a little bit speed up here. Yeah, that's good. Now there's one thing missing from all this, is a little bit of motion blur. And to activate motion blur, you simply go on your text layer and you select this little icon here with those 3 little circles, and you just check the box, and it's going to render a motion blur when you move. So if you look at it, you see that there's a little bit of motion blur, and if we go frame by frame, you can see here that there is some motion blur on your text. Now the next step is that I'd like to have all my topics to be highlighted when they are active, but they will be in a lower opacity when they are not active. So what I do is simply I select all my layers and I'm coming here to edit and duplicate. Things to change, because right now it's exactly a duplicate. I'd like to show the text that is hidden from the first mask. So the only thing I have to change is come to my text layer here and go to track matte and select alpha inverted matte, and it's gonna show my text. And like I said, I'd like to have a little bit of opacity, so I'm gonna change my opacity here and turn it down to maybe 20. And now if we play through the animation, every time a topic is active, it's highlighted. That's your animation. It wasn't really difficult, but like I said, I'd like to have it exported with a transparent background to put it on some footage. So what I'm gonna do now is I go to File, then Export, Add to Render Queue, and you have your render queue that is opening. And all you have to do to have a transparent background is come here to the output, you click on this little arrow and you select lossless with alpha, and then you hit render. So now what it's left to do is go into Premiere. I have some drone footage ready. I drag my lower third on top of it. And as you can see, it's transparent over my footage. I'm selecting my lower third and I'm gonna place it where I want, something around here, like that. And what I want now is to have my animation play when I'm gonna talk about the said topic. So I'm gonna look after the moment where I have my animation playing. So that's here. I use the blade tool, I cut it, I move the extra part, and then I go back in my timeline like 5 frames, and I right click on this little piece and add a frame hold. Then I can extend that frame hold as much as I want. So let's say here, then I go back with my animation. And if I play it through, you have your first topic fixed and then it moves when you have decided. So I'm gonna repeat the same process for my third topic. So the animation is here. I cut my part, I move where I'm talking about the third topic, and I go back a couple frames back. I right click, I add a frame hold, and I extend my frame. And now if I play it through, it's moving when I have decided. So as you can see, it wasn't really difficult. No need to be scared of After Effects. You can achieve very nice effects just by using basic tools and basic movements. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, make sure to double click on the thumbs down button. And if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. You will be a superhuman being and you will be notified every time I upload a new video. And until next time, see ya.